We all can't get close, so why you wanna touch us? Cause my team is so hard. My team is legit. Madden 20, Snoop Dogg is. I get it. I got cleats on my feet, jersey on my back, helmet on my head, ready to attack like that.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Denver Broncos and our home team. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taking you to 13. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
They'll run for the first time with Phillip Lindsay. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now.
At the 34-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsay. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
First carry for Royce Freeman. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
At their 49-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. A run with Lindsay out of the gun. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Mark down. Ready? Ready to run. You ain't going nowhere. 47's the mic. 47's the mic. Hey, here I come. Here I come. Here I come. Here I come.
Carr going to try and throw on third down. This one complete to the running back, Lindsey. Past the 20. That's a first down with a cherry on top, 31 yards.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Carr. He'll find Lindsey here. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a gain of 5, and it'll bring up a second down.
At the Raiders' 9-yard line.
Down. 47 Mike. We're ready. Hey, we're good. We're good. You ready?
They go back to the ground now with Lindsey. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Shotgun now for Carr. And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
6:37. Mike's 47. Mike's 47. You don't want none. Pick up the ball.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. This is caught. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
We got this.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, he did everything but get him in the end zone there, but now they're set up golden opportunity, strong opening drive, and they're knocking on the door.
And the way that they did it, now look where they are on the field. All right, this is naturally set up for a running play, isn't it? But with his ability to throw the football, his accuracy on this drive, you might want to think about a pass play in this situation.
Interesting. Time to find out. Trying the power game with Ham. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defense coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
Second and goal from the 1. They'll try to run with Lindsey. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Phillip Lindsey, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. McManus's point after is good, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
Mike's 56. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, alert!
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Watch the motion. Watch the motion.
Here's Allen. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
57. Mike, 57. Too little, cut. 57's the Mike. Watch 57. We own them. Bravo. We own them. 57's Mike. Mike 57.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. Going deep here for Stills. And got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 49-yard line.
Here I come again.
On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 50-yard line.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Broncos 7, Raiders nothing.
Whip. Alert. Watch the whip. Slam. Alert. Out. Motion.
From midfield, here's Allen. Got his man, that's Tyrell Williams. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though.
Tight dog. Shoot.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows Their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance. Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can try to have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Watch the safety creep.
Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down.
We're good, we're good. You ready? Go. Situation, let's go. Check 15, check 15.
From the gun, it's Carr. That's caught inside the 20. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
Down. 180. Mike, 47. Get him.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
93.
Snap comes at 1, and it's Carr. He's got it. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
As the field starts to get condensed, the defense likes that a lot because now you don't have as much space to cover, but a well-run corner route there.
Check, 47. Here we go, D. Watch it. Right down. Show it up.
They'll run with Lindsey, and he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown.
We got 6.
Phillip Lindsey with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Broncos push further out in front. And always a good 1st half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Allen now throwing again. This is caught by Antonio Brown. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Check 24, check 24. Watch twist, watch twist. Check, 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 check. Check safety, check safety.
A shotgun handoff now to Miller. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. Right now, I'm just wondering where they turn on offense, Charles. I know we're not in the 4th quarter, but 2nd quarter haven't scored and struggling to move the ball.
I don't think they abandoned the run game totally, but maybe you change up your tempos. Maybe you go a little bit faster, try and catch them back on their heels a little bit to try and accomplish what you want to get done.
26 Mike, 26 Mike. You get blocked, me. You get blocked.
On 2nd and 11 now. Allen. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The former 1st-round pick, Kareem Jackson, there defensively.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. He's going to air one out. It's caught inside the 25. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. A shotgun give to Fournette. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the 2nd half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the 1st half, maybe not so much in the 2nd half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you. Go. 57. Mike, 57. I got one. Alert. 57's the Mike. Right? Go.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a 1st down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
And his kick is indeed good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
This will be taken about the 12. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
At their own 34-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the ball. 34's the mic. 34's the mic. He's coming. Check him.
Here we go.
Hey, Delta.
Here I come.
Let's go. Hey, go.
Express.
Mike 34. Go. Go.
Throwing now is Carr. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Carr will come up here with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
You pop. Yo, Chief.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
So after the INT, it's Allen. Going up top. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Middle.
56, the mic, boys. 56. Check, 56. And here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
To the air. Allen. He's airing it out for Williams. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. And they'll run it from the gun with Miller. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. This is Miller. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
He's tired of me. He's tired of us. Let's go, let's go.
Throwing now is Allen. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Here we go, D. It's just me and you.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
Another Raiders first down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
26 Mike.
From the gun, it's Allen. Dancing to his left. And it's complete. Stills. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go.
On first down, Allen. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the dejection. Feel like nothing is working offensively. Second and 10 now from the 27.
Watch the pass.
Allen to throw again. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range, so now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
This offense was on the move. Now two straight incompletions have them looking at third and 10.
Hey, I need one over here.
Again, they'll throw with Allen. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Bradley Chubb, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be from 56 yards out. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. Down here in the third quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss two in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
defense,
we
got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
It's just me and you. Where's 52?
Hey, Alpha.
52's the mic. Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Everyone shoot.
From just shy of midfield, Carr. He's got Jake Butt as tight end. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
52, 52.
Hey, tight down.
Hey, orbit.
52, 52. Here we go, D. All day, defense.
Carr now to throw. He's got his tight end fan. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10.
Check 13.
On first down, it's Lindsey. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Quick throw going to be caught by Foster. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Down. You ready? Oh, here we go. Oh.
And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter.
Folks down. 180. Hey, we're good, we're good. You ready? 29. 29. Stop. Switch.
47's the mic, boys. 47. Check, 47.
That's it.
Carter throw on 3rd and 1. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. A.J. Green, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team, because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now? Start over.
And that's caught inside the 30. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A big play that time for the Raiders. And even 50 yards.
First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run with Miller. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the 4th. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Go! Hey, home. Mike 56.
6 man. Check curls, check curls, check curls.
56 the mic, boys.
Hey, Echo.
56.
Let's set it.
Now Allen. Flushed out right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
The Raiders on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hey, Roy.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
56. Mike, 56, right there. 56.
Here we go. Mike 56.
Now Allen to throw. Operating from the gun. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now, that turnover might just about do it. Here, fourth quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the... Oh, now Lindsey lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Now Leonard Fournette, and he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun. Allen. Forced out to his left. Pass incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
The Raiders on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 9.
57's the mic. 57's the mic.
Hey, defense, let's go.
From the gun, Allen. This will be caught by Brown. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? Here's Jacobs. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they've met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon.
They're still trying to run the ball, but they're not finding much space.
This is Fournette. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They'll come out in the pistol. 3rd down and goal. This Denver defense trying to hold up for one more play. Now Fournette. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Leonard Fournette, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Point after, right down the middle. And it makes the score 21-10. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken near the 13. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return.
At their own 38-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 47-yard line.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Watch the twist, watch the twist.
Check it backer, check it backer.
Rush in, rush in.
Carr. This one complete to the running back, Lindsey. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just 1 pick so far and his team leads. So now they can play complementary football, meaning if he takes care of the ball and his offense, if they're humming along, the defense doesn't have to be out there as long. He's taking care of his guys on the other side of the ball.
And they're enjoying a 4th quarter advantage. Room here to run. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
What down? 180.
Check back 47. Better break. You better break. I'm letting you know right now, you better break.
Express. Get set.
Mike's 47. Mike's 47.
They'll run on first down. Lindsey, he'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. This defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is first guy there, hold him up. 2nd, 3rd guy in, rake it the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Later one. Heavy.
Now Carr. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And, yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, run, pass. Allen hit. He lost the football. But I think the Raiders are going to be able to hold on to it, yes.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Sets up a 3rd down and 18.
The Raiders on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
26 Mike, 26 Mike.
Alert!
Watch the run.
Here's Allen. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Von Miller in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Here's the Raiders punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he'll try and hurry the kick, gets it away, but it's not looking that great. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. They've gone to the 4th up in Seattle, and the Colts, they've now taken the lead late in that one. If they can hold on, the win would be number 8 for them on the campaign. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Rolling to his right. He'll find Lindsey here. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. They rolled out of the pocket right, and I think he wanted a little something more out of that play, obviously. Instead, he hit a safety valve.
It looked like 2 well-coached teams there, even though there was no yardage gain, because the offensive guys, they realized their quarterback was out of the pocket. All the receivers went to the right spots, tried to get in his sight line, tried to open themselves up. Just nowhere to go where they could gain yardage. How about the defensive guys, though? Did not lose leverage and kept their poise and made a really nice play.
Carr going to look to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Now, 185.
Shotgun now for Carr, eluding the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. Here's Ryan Allen now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember.
And that's caught inside the 35. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A big play that time for the Raiders. 62 yards. So from their own 20 all the way to the red zone now. A chance to capitalize on 1st and 10. And Stills bringing it in. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Landry, the intended target.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Allen on to punt as he gets this one away. And they'll go ahead and down this one right on the chalk of the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Lucky. Middle.
Allen going to throw. Got him in. It's Brown. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down.
5 wide.
Hey, Steve 6.
26 months. Watch it go.
And here's Allen. From the gun, he'll throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. Las Vegas sending out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. That's going to set them back 5 yards. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and maybe more importantly, a victory in the division, which always helps.
And on the road. How about all of that rolled up into one? Because how often do you see division games get decided by this much of a margin?
Most they thumped them.
Yeah, they jumped all over them. And a division game is usually a touchdown or less because these two teams know each other better than most teams in the league. In this case, that didn't hold up. On the road, big margin, big victory. Oh, yeah, that flight home will be good.
So for the Broncos, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Meanwhile, for the home team here, we'll see how this affects their playoff standing as they fall to 7-4 now on the year. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Go.
I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver, I'm a believer.